What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. This your girl Lady Nika in with a reality veggie soup. And tonight's soup is going to consist of Empire Season 1 Episode 6 and How to Get Away with Murder Season 1 Episode 9. And we're going to jump right on into Empire because I have extensive notes, y'all. I was on this shit the other night. I just couldn't, come in and give y'all the video right then, but bitch was on it, Anyway, y'all, we start out, we see Cookie. She getting all dressed up and stuff, looking all good, because apparently Lucious had invited her to, I guess he invited her out, and she was under the impression, due to the fact that he had given her that rose, that, maybe that meant that they were going to, somehow, start working their way back to each other. Because we all know, excuse me, y'all see me fooling with the lighting. But, we all know that, they still got feelings for each other. Anyway, Cookie, she go through about 3-4 outfits, y'all. She can't figure out what the fuck to put on. But she want to look her best, right? So when she finally shows up and she's got this sable on, and we waiting to see what's up on it and everything, because I'm thinking she went through 5 or 6 outfits. I know this bitch gonna be bad tonight, you feel me? Anyway, y'all, Lucious get her ass there, and she's telling him that she's nervous because of that rose that he got her. And it's at that time that he realizes she's thinking that it's in the meeting is in conjunction with her, him giving her that rose last week. But it's actually not. And he tell her that it's not, and he tell her to come with him. Well, we see him take her into a room. And in that room, it's a beautifully dressed table, and all of his kids are in there, and I think Vernon was in there too. I'm not quite certain, but I know all the kids was in there and stuff. Hakeem, Andre with Vanilla Love Drop, and all them hoes was up in there. Anyway, it's at this meeting that Lucious announces that he's engaged to Anika now, aka Boo Boo Kitty, and Cookie is like, she pissed, because you just gave this woman a rose and, reminisce back on the good old times and everything. And, you basically, you set her up for failure again. And so Cookie's sitting there while they talking, because, Boo Boo Kid, Vanilla Love Drop started asking questions with her mess ass, talking about, want to know how he proposed. And according to what they were saying, that's the ring that Richard Burton gave Elizabeth Taylor back in the child, whatever. Anyway, Cookie finally says, so you come to my house with a red rose on the same day that you asked her to marry you, and you bring me in for that? And he was like, well, Anika was like, what is this she's talking about? And he was telling her, I was just trying to be nice to her. It was a special occasion, and I wanted to, be nice to her. So I brought her a rose and stuff. And Cookie say, well, if you think I would put this on if I thought that it was just a friend of Justin? And y'all, baby, I was in this bitch hollering, Cookie! Baby, let me tell you, Miss Cookie come out that motherfucking sable, you hear me? Bitch had on her some badass lingerie. Anika was over there feeling some kind of way with her motherfucking thin ass. That may be some man's choice, but every man don't want a piece of, a bone. And from what they tell me, dogs don't either. They don't do nothing with a bone but bury that bitch. But anyway, baby, she turned around and showed and say, and this is ass. Because y'all remember when she came to the mansion, Anika came out in her little lingerie garb. So Cookie showed her, this how a real bitch do it. Do you hear me? Baby showed her cheeks and all. I said, come on through, Cookie, bitch. Come on through. Baby, yes, that had me going. So next, y'all, she did that shit and she walked out on that ass like she patted that ass at him. So next, y'all, we see her and Jamal is talking about this song. And they go to laughing because he know his mama a damn fool. Just like my kids, they know you ain't no telling what you gonna get, baby, so you better be careful. So they laughing about it and shit. And he really tripped out because he can't believe his mama came to that, came there with that on under that saber coat, baby. Next, we see Jamal boyfriend, and he stopping Cookie as she on her way out, right? And Cookie is really, okay, the way that went was Jamal, the more he gets into his work, the less time he has for, his relationship and stuff. And Cookie was basically telling Michael, expect that, the more, famous he becomes, the less time that there will be. Now, she not being mean, but she just being honest with him. It may come to a point where y'all don't spend no time together, but you need to find something to do, with yourself. You say you're going to cooking school or whatever going on, invest into that real deep, and, just try to find shit to do. And don't get in his business. And that's the advice she giving. But she letting him know his work schedule is going to really increase. So next, Vernon and Lucious is talking, and Lucious upset because he saw on one of his surveillance cameras that the police or that detective was searching through his trash, and he real upset. And he's talking to Vernon about it, and it's at that time because of how erratic Lucious is acting. Vernon begins to ask his ass some questions, what's really going on here? And so that leads Lucious to having to tell Vernon that he did kill Bunky. He said Bunky tried to extort money from him, and Vernon told him straight up, you should have just paid him. But once you pay a blackmailer, they usually don't stop. So on that aspect of it, I can understand what he was saying. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying killing somebody who's been, a family friend, and if he can cook it, then he's related to y'all, through marriage. So I don't agree with him killing him, but I did agree with the point that he made that once you give a blackmailer any kind of money, they don't tend to go away. And he said that's the reason why he killed Bunky. And he goes on to ask Vernon what what they gonna do. How can he get himself out of that? And Vernon tell him they gonna continue business as usual, and they gonna beef up their security measures. They have to do that anyway in order for his IPO to go through, so they gonna do it like that, And Vernon, I'm gonna tell y'all something. Vernon concerned me because Vernon got an agenda. I don't know what it is, but something not right. Something ain't quite right about that brother. I haven't put my fingers on it yet. Next, we see Andre. He on the phone talking business, and Vernon just comes in the bar office and hang the call up and start putting a chokehold on him from back in the late 80s, early 90s. That's that chokehold you put on him. I'm telling y'all too much of my motherfucking business. But anyway, yeah, he was choking him and asking him why didn't he tell him that Lucious had killed Bunky? And he says that he didn't know that his dad killed Bunky, but that's been his job all his life, is to protect his dad, provide an alibi. Even when he don't know what the fuck he providing an alibi for, he's always been that go-to person for Lucious to be able to use him as an alibi. Y'all remember back last episode when they did a flashback and showed that he was when he was a little boy, he hid his daddy gun in his Lego toys, and then current day, he provided the alibi for Lucious for where he was the night of Bunky's murder, because he said he was at home watching a Mayweather fight with him. Y'all, I like how they putting this current day shit, on this show and stuff like that. I like that. That was real good, Lee Daniels. Real good. But anyway, when Vernon leave out after he done choked the motherfucker out, y'all know this old bipolar ass motherfucker got on the phone with Vanilla Love Drop, aka Rhonda. And he's telling her, I was right about what I thought about who killed Bunky. And she's at a meeting right now, so she can't really talk to him. But she tells him she will call him back. Now, y'all know they gonna use this some kind of way against Lucious motherfucking ass later on down the road. Them motherfuckers got an agenda too. So next we see Vernon, and he talking to this guy. And I don't know, y'all put it in the comments, but I thought it was maybe his sponsor or something, because he did speak of his sobriety. And you know, right now Vernon going through some shit because he done found out Lucious done killed Bunky, and he not really feeling it, because you remember all of them was real tight. So he going through, you know, he going through some shit right now in his mind said about that. Next we at a meeting, and they talking about, you know, artists who they cutting from the Empire roster, and they speak of this artist named Elle Dallas, and Cookie's in this particular meeting, and she don't want them to, you know, take her off the roster. She want them to keep her as an artist with Empire, because during her prison stint, it was a lot of Elle Dallas music that helped her get through. So she sees the woman as a talent. And y'all got to remember, Cookie got a ear for music. She got an ear that Anika don't have. Why Miss Anika thinks she got, you know, you may have some business savvy, but when it comes down to actually being a musical artist and being able to get the sound and pulling the, you know, the best out of a person to make them perform correctly, Cookie got that shit mapped. You know, she got the count on it. Anika don't have it. And she's, you know, she's telling them that she don't want them to get rid of her. And so Cookie go talk to Lucious about it, and she tells him that she wants him to allow her to manage, you know, Elle Boogie and Elle Dallas. Where I get Elle Boogie from, y'all? I don't get that bitch a name, y'all. But anyway, she want to take over her career and help her with her new album that she's supposed to have coming out. Well, Lucious tells her, well, she ain't had a song or a hit in about 5 years, you know. And Cookie, because she, you know, like I said, she got a tie to that woman because of her music, you know, that she listened to throughout her incarceration. She feels that the woman isn't washed up, you know, and she wants to go ahead on and help her. Okay, so Lucious set up a meeting with Elle Dallas, and when she comes there, you know, she acting all prima donna-ish and shit, like, you know, she's still in the top 10 every day, all day still. And Lucious tells her that Cookie wants to take over her career and help her, you know, launch this comeback. And this woman, you know, clearly you can tell she on something, y'all, but still, this bitch is like, you know what I'm saying, I don't want, you know, nobody, basically, you know, she know who Cookie is, but to her, Cookie is not a big name in the business, so she don't really want Cookie to take over her career. And she told Lucious no, and Lucious was like, you know, it's dead. Basically let her know you really ain't got a choice in this matter. And I'm thinking to myself, bitch, you ain't even gave the woman a motherfucking chance. You up in here trying to catch a motherfucking attitude, looking like that girl out of Fleetwood Mac. And I ain't talking about Christine McVeigh. Catch that tease. I'm through with that. On to the next. And next we see a scene where Vernon meets up with some guy named Lamont. And we thinking that, well, I'm thinking that this could be some kind of like undercover detective or something like that. Because I was thinking maybe maybe Vernon was going to turn Lucious motherfucking ass in. Because he really having a hard time with processing the fact that, you know, Lucious actually is the one that killed Bunky, right? So, Vernon is asking for help, and we don't know what it is that he want help with, but dude telling me it's gonna be a big money issue, and he telling money is not an option. So next we see Cookie, and she shows up at this, like, y'all, it look like a Holiday Inn or something like that. But that's where this Elle Dallas chick is staying. And she laid up in there, drugged out, y'all, and got her dealer or one of the dudes she do the dope with and everything laying up in there. Well, baby Cookie said, it's a new sheriff in town and her name is Miss Cookie. Get the fuck up out of here. She ran the little dope dealer or dope fiend off, and she found a stash of her dope. I don't know what it was, y'all, but Cookie went and flushed it down the toilet. Old girl was trying to stop her. Called out her name and everything. Cookie pushed that hole down, threw that shit in that toilet, and poof, it went down the toilet bowl, baby. So next we see Elle Dallas sitting on the bed, and I guess it starts to hit her that she has hit rock bottom, and she starts to cry. And you see Cookie trying to be motherly and kind of consoling, even though she look way older than Cookie. But she's trying to console her and tell her that, they gonna try to get her back, on point. Next we see Hakeem, and he calling Camilla, but she don't answer. Camilla is the cougar that he fucks with. You understand what I'm saying? And she ain't answer. So next we see a scene where Portia's at this club with Jamal and Cookie, and they going to meet this guy named Vince Boy. Apparently Vince Boy has millions of followers, and what Cookie is basically doing is bringing Jamal there along with his music, and she gets the DJ to play the music. And while Cookie's talking to Vince Boy, she's telling him, you like this song that you hear, and it's Jamal's song. And he said, yeah. And he was like, well, Cookie was like, well, it make the women do this type of stuff. And you see two chicks that she got with her, kind of filling each other up. She trying to appeal to him so he'll send a tweet out about this song, right? And Portia starts talking about, it make you do that, like as if she's a homophobe or something. Well, Cookie checked her ass, told her to shut up. And Vince Boy thought they was just hilarious, right? Because y'all know Cookie quick with it. She come with it real fast. And Portia ain't too far behind her ass. She just got, she got to reframe that mouth because she is the employee. But finally, Cookie give Vince Boy to agree to go ahead and tweet that shit out about Jamal's song, since he's got millions of followers. And so he does it, and apparently it's going good. But he tells her the only reason why he tweeting it out, it ain't so much that he don't like the music or he do like the music, and it definitely wasn't a draw to him to see the two females interacting off of the song. He just likes the interaction between Cookie and Portia. He thinks she funny as fuck. I do too, child. Anyway, child. Next, we switch to a scene where Lucious is talking to Antoine Fisher. I don't know his damn name. I just know that's Antoine Fisher. And apparently, he's going to be the new security dude that helps them get their security systems, up to par, so that they would be, right for the possible IPO certification that Lucious is going for with all he got, child. Next, we see we go back to the club, and Candy, child, I'm on the Real Housewives of Atlanta in my head, child, I'm sorry. We go back to the club with Cookie, Jamal, and Portia and them, and here comes Hakeem, drunken than a motherfucker, trying to, talk to Jamal. Well, y'all remember from last week, Jamal pretty much is through with him. For one, he don't like the fact that Hakeem is so disrespectful to their mom, regardless of what he may feel about Cookie, Cookie still his mama, you know what I'm saying? And if it wasn't for her going to jail and taking that charge, they wouldn't be living living La Vida Loca right now. So, he coming in, he drunk, he want Jamal to help him with a song, saying he can't get the hook right. Well, Jamal tells him, how long did you think I was going to continue to let you disrespect our mother like that? Plus, like I said, he still remembering that robbery and all that shit, even though Hakeem did not set that robbery up. By the way it looks right now, and the fact that they were Hakeem's friends, to Jamal, he thinks that the motherfucker did it, okay? So he tell him, hell to the 9, I ain't fucking with you no more, I told you that. So, Next, we get to a scene where you see Vernon talking to this white guy, Lamont, again. They meet up with a guy. And, y'all, they done went and found this motherfucker that's willing to say that he killed Bunky. And what he gets in return is, apparently it's a certain amount of money that's going to be given to his family if he takes this charge. So old boy say, yeah, and he reiterates it, when will my family get this money? Because apparently it's something going on to where this boy need to do this in order to, get money for his family. And Vernon is telling him, don't worry about the money. The money is guaranteed. You just don't deviate from the story that you're about to tell. So next, y'all, we see Michael walking in telling Jamal about his song that's been trending that Vince Boy had tweeted out the day before. It's been trending for about 7 hours. And he also notices while he's checking tweets that there is a satellite interview set up for Jamal for the weekend. And Michael is starting to feel like, now here it starts now. We really not finna be spending no time together. And, that was the weekend that they had planned on going somewhere. And, he finds out this boy got an interview with Sway, so he's not going to be able to have that weekend with him like he wants to. And it's making him feel some kind of way because he already feel like he's slowly losing Jamal. You know what I'm saying? So next we get to Hakeem and Lucious, and they're in the studio going over this song. And I didn't like it, y'all. I don't know. Shit, Lucious told him that he needed to come a little hard on it, and the motherfucker decided that he was going to put a little in it. And apparently it pleased Lucious because you see him smiling and shit. But I didn't really care for it. But I guess it's, he must have did whatever it is that, Lucious was looking for him to do. I guess sounding like he mean it because most of the shit he raps about is shit that, from what I see, he ain't no hardcore motherfucker, so he don't need to be trying to do that shit. But motherfuckers will try, child. Next, we see Cookie going into the recording studio where Elle Dallas is recording it. And y'all, this whole sound a mess. Stevie Nicks, that's who Courtney Love was up in there looking like. I knew it was going to come. Remember I talked a little shade out about the Fleetwood Mac? I said it wasn't Christine McVeigh. It said motherfucking Stevie Nicks. She look like her old ass. She look like Stevie when Stevie was on them drugs and drinking her damn self. But Courtney, I got to give you props, girl. You play drug addicts real good. I ain't saying you on drugs because I don't know you like that. I'm just saying, girl, you play them crackheadish drug addict bitches real good, cause you was in that studio a hot goddamn mess. And so Cookie tell her to stop hiding behind stuff, take the fake lashes off, take the big ass bulky fur coat off, and just sing about her pain. And if she tap into that, her sound will be better. And, stop trying to sound like you used to sound. Sound like who you are right now. Sing your pain, girl. Sing your shit. Sing it, girl. And she does that. And amazingly, she sounds better. Like I said, y'all, Cookie got that, she got that effect, Next, while all that going on, you see Anika get her dirty motherfucking ass up in the elevator with Portia, and she trying to slowly start some dissension between Portia and Cookie, right? She want to tell the girl about how, she see her get disrespected by Cookie all the time, and before she get off the elevator, she throw out she know a way that the girl can make more money. And y'all, I kind of halfway think as crazy as Portia is, she might even listen to that in a minute, but I just hope that Cookie find out there's some shit going on before it actually pop out. So next we see Anika and Lucious, they talking to this doctor about this experimental drug, and due to FDA regulations, the U.S. is skeptical about the experimental drug, but Russia has embraced it, and Lucious wants to get hold to that drug. To prolong his life, or else to, possibly cure it. Because we all know he got the ALS. So next we go, Let me see, I want to keep it in order because I want to give y'all all of what y'all supposed to get. Okay, next we see Jamal singing another song, and it's doing an interview he has with Sway in the morning. Well, Sway. And after he finishes, Sway give him his props and stuff and tell him, he gonna be, a big star soon. And he go, of course, they always get in them entertainers' business asking him about his woman. Meanwhile, Michael is watching this interview on the internet. He hears Jamal basically say he don't have anybody. He's in love with his music. So, of course, that's gonna make him feel some kind of way because they together. But Jamal don't want to just put that out there that he's homosexual. So instead of saying, I have, a partner, a male, and not a woman, he just says that he's in love with his music and he's focused on his music. And Michael sees that and it upsets his ass. But, child, you ain't see the writing on the wall. Next we see Lucious burning, and this looks like the chief of police is apologizing to Lucious about his friend being murdered, but saying that he glad that they were able to catch the catch the predator that did it to him, the murderer, because old boy done went and confessed to this murder to get these coins for his family, right? And when the cop walked off, Lucious asked Vernon how can he ever repay him, because he know Vernon did something to get that to happen like that. Because that detective wasn't really trying to let up on Lucious' ass, he wasn't feeling that shit at all. But dude done, confessed and everything now to this murder of Bunky. So, Lucious know Vernon helped his ass. And Vernon don't answer his motherfucking ass. He just walks off. Just looked at him. Because, Vernon's still fucked up in his feelings about how that shit went down. So we see him again talking to what I say. And if y'all know who this man is, please leave it in the comments below. Because I don't know. I'm assuming he's a sponsor. But, oh boy, he meets back up with him. And he's talking about, because last time Vernon said he was under a lot of stress. And oh boy asked him, did he quit his job? He said, nah, but it's going to be a hell of a lot of changes. It's going to be some changes because y'all, now that he know that Lucious done killed Bunky and he done helped him hide this shit, you don't think that maybe now Vernon going to want something for his good deeds? You know what I'm saying? Next, we see Lucious and Nika talking about that experimental drug he want to, and this time they talk about it with a doctor. Alright, so I guess Lucious going to try to do this shit. Next, we see Antoine Fisher, and he's at this, they done redid the security system. So now when you come in the building, although they may know who you are, you still have to swipe your identification in order to gain access. And Cook is standing there, and he's telling her about it. At first, she was giving him a hard time, but then she went ahead on and gave it to him. And, he kind of flirted with her a little bit, and she shot a flirt back at his motherfucking ass. I ain't mad at a girl. Lucious running up that bullshit. You got to get you some while, shit on hold with him. Yes, he did, baby. So next we see Andre. Andre's in a bathroom, and Vernon walks in, and Andres tells him, "Look, I did not know my dad had actually killed Bunky." And he tell him he apologized to him for choking him out and shit like that, and tell him you just stick to the fucking plan. See, then I tell y'all some shit going on, because now it's a plan allegedly that's going on that I don't know what the plan is. If y'all got any idea what that plan is, let's talk about it in the comments. But it's some kind of plan. But child, let me tell you what that bipolar ass boy told Vernon. He said, if you ever touch me again, I'll slit your throat. Baby Vernon looked at him unconcerned and unbothered and said, you just stick to the plan. Next we see Lucious, Jamal, and Anika, and they talking about how good Hakeem's song is going. And Cookie tried to congratulate him. And once again, he's disrespectful, calling her Cookie and everything, and saying that he know he a star. All that shit. Child, I be glad when something fucks up fucked up happened to his motherfucking ass, because he's a very rude little bitch. Anyway, y'all, as we near the end, we're back at the security entrance again, and Lucious is them about to get on an elevator, but there's this girl, Raven Simone. She comes in and she's like, well, I'm practically family, you know. And so Antoine goes over there to Lucious and say, hey, old girl say she practically family. Lucious apparently know who this girl is, but she come on through past Antoine Fish and them, and she was saying that she brought this little kid with her, child, talking about the child know all the words to Jamal's songs, was trying to get the child to sing the song, and child really ain't know what to say, but she ends it with, well, I think she said he or she. I couldn't tell if it was a girl or boy because of all that bushy ass, pretty curly hair on that child head. But apparently, this girl is saying that Jamal, do you hear me, is the dad. Child said the baby wanted to see his daddy. So apparently, at some point, he was trying to act like he was gay. He wasn't gay, and he was, child. Apparently he was, but that's where they left off at. And next week we're going to get some more info as to who old girl is and, you know, the situation with the baby and everything. And we're going to see more drama kick off between Jamal and Michael now that, you know, it's out about the girl with the baby. And plus he already feeling some kind of way because he feel like Cookie don't love him. I mean, Homeboy don't love him no more. Alright, y'all, we at 3106. Let me move right on into How to Get Away with Murder. Alright, y'all, we start off with the news report confirming that is Sam Keaton's body, okay? And, along with that news, we see Connor, the crew, along with Rebecca saying that, you know, they feel like Annalise withholding evidence, you know, and not really got their back like she said they did. And so Laura trying to reach Frank, and Frank tells her don't do anything because now that they've confirmed that, you know, that is Sam's body, everything they do is going to be, you know, scrutinized, you know, so don't be doing no calling, talking about the shit, and don't be doing, you know, nothing wild and crazy. Don't crack up, because 9 times out of 10 y'all are going to be monitored now because everybody's going to be, you know, a suspect. Next we at the police at Annalise's house, and they looking for Annalise to tell her Sam's body was found, because Annalise is still at the little dinner she had made with Hannah, trying to, you know, get Hannah to calm down. Well, child, when them police came and told her that her brother's body had been found, this bitch just lose it, and she starts yelling at the police to arrest Annalise, say she murdered Sam. Child, she was just trying to get poor Annalise arrested, but they didn't have no sufficient evidence to do that on. So next we see Annalise talking to Detective Hotness, and he telling her that he being questioned a lot, and she tells him don't talk to him, because she ain't gonna talk to him. She ain't talking unless she get arrested. And she's on her way to one of her classes, and I guess that was the dean of the school. Well, she came up to Annalise and she was like, you know, we didn't expect you to be here. Now, one of two things. I'm thinking that they think that with her husband body being found, she might be distraught and not able to, you know, want to come in or something. So they didn't expect her to come, but Annalise came trucking right on in there and told her, look, baby, just because I don't handle it the way you expect me to handle it don't mean that I'm not going through, but work still has to be done. And so she go in there and she started talking to her students and everything, and she starts telling them indirectly, you know, about how to deal with the prosecution. Now, we all know she's talking to the students when she's saying don't say anything. If you can't, you know, if you don't know what the right thing is to say, then don't say shit, because you'll get caught up like that. And they get this shit. They get what she's saying. Okay, next we see Bonnie and Frank. They talking. And Bonnie said that Annalise didn't call her, you know what I'm saying, and tell her nothing. She feel like Annalise don't trust her, because remember she did originally fight that bitch for fucking her husband or trying to want to be in love with him. Well, next she's talking to this guy, Leo. Well, Frank tell her to calm it down. Annalise trusts her, just do her motherfucking job and don't be doing all that damn crying and shit around Annalise before you get fired again. So next it flips to a scene where Annalise is talking to like this mob boss or something. Apparently, he was doing some drug trafficking, and apparently it's an inside job with the feds because according to what I was understanding, they do random weights and searches on these crates that's coming in and stuff. Well, apparently it was an inside job, y'all, because they specifically picked this particular person's crate to weigh and check, and it had dope in it. So these are some people that Annalise has been defending. She's been on retainer with them, she said, roughly about 15 years. Well, the guy, Leo, he's telling Annalise, maybe this ain't the case for you, because he know that right now Annalise going through, her own personal dilemma with the Sam shit. And she was like, no, I can still do my job, I've been doing it well for y'all for the last 15 years. What make you think just because I got a situation going on over here that I can't take care of it? Well, anyway, dude decided to let her go on and do what she doing. So next she go talk to, she goes and talks to the federal agents, and she basically asking general questions like, how do y'all select the crates that y'all check? Because of all the crates and stuff that come in every day, it has to be some type of system. And dude said it's random. And he all goes on to try to throw a little shade at Annalise, reminding her, we aware that you got a current situation going on. And Annalise said, I haven't been implicated in anything. He said, not yet. So next child, we see Frank and Laura, and they talking. They had a little thing, and she kind of like, in her own way, she having a hard time processing everything that happened, with the Sam murder and stuff. So he tries to provide her a little comfort and stuff, but she gets to, first she tried to buck off from him, talking about, guess she thought he was coming at her sexually, but really and actually the man just trying to show you some comfort because you done came to him and told him your ass is scared, so bitch, take the help. And next we see, y'all, let me see. Trying to make sure, because y'all, I was writing these notes trying to make sure I get everything. Okay, next we see a scene, and this may not be in order, y'all, because this shit is not going to be in order, but I'm just going to talk about the shit that really just stuck out to me. We see a scene where Wes is talking to, I guess is his landlord, and he's asking him about the guy that formerly stayed in his apartment. I think the dude named Rudy or some shit like that. Well, the landlord says, well, I don't have any information on him. I don't know too much about him. You probably would do better asking your little girlfriend upstairs, because she the one that called the police on him and they took him out of here. So Wes goes and talks to Rebecca, and Rebecca starts saying that Wes is cracking up. That's why he don't trust her. She offers to leave him and shit, and he's like, of course, he ain't gonna go along with that. He just basically wanted to know what was going on, why she hadn't told him all that. And Rebecca's story is that dude was crazy that night, and he was banging on the walls and shit, and that's why she called the police. Y'all, I'm telling y'all, it's something about that girl that just don't sit right with me. I'm telling you. Something don't sit right with me. Meanwhile, you got the students starting to question Annalise, because she not really talking to them or the police. She just kind of like dropping little hints, and they not understanding that that's a part of her plan to actually protect them. The less you know, the less you can talk about. You see what I'm saying? But they thinking that she may be, not wanting to look out for them. They start to really question her loyalty to them, and it's not like what they think. Next child, we see Hannah down there talking to a police that one of them police detectives, and she's trying to get the woman to check Annalise's house, right? Because she feel like there's some kind of evidence in there. And old girl tell her, we can't just go in this woman's house and just start, collecting evidence, and we ain't got no, probable cause. So old girl tells her, well, I know for a fact she threatened him once. And she was like, well, are you willing to testify to that? She said, if it helps you search that house so you can find out what happened to my brother, I'll tell whatever I need to tell. So next thing we know, Blondie is coming in there telling her that her informant down at the courthouse just found out that the police are working on a warrant to search Annalise's house. And Annalise tell Blondie to try to stop it, right? Well, unfortunately, Blondie's unable to stop it, and the police actually do come to Annalise's house, and baby, they search that house coming and going. I'm talking about, baby, while they in there searching, you got the kids outside, they nervous and shit. They don't know where Annalise stand or how deeply involved she is with all of this. All they know is that she said she was going to protect them, and they wondering if she going to do it. So while they having their little meet-up talk, here come Hannah again. Hannah coming up, she telling them they loyal to her, and, basically she trying to make them talk to her so that she can, get kind of peep out what they thinking and shit. Because this bitch is just, it's in her head to try to blame Annalise for the murder, right? So Annalise walked up on her ass and told her, you need to get gone. She was like, well, you can't stop me from standing on public property on the sidewalk. And she said, oh yeah, I know, it just drives you that Sam's mistress is now in the house that your parents raised y'all in. Because apparently that's the house that they grew up in, that Annalise and Sam was living in. And she said, it's sad you still consider yourself mistress. And Annalise basically, didn't get too fucks about her. Went on in there and watched the police as they try to find evidence. And child, they found some little piece like a weight thing on the floor, and Blondie grabbed it and told them, oh, it must have fell off, and showed them the trophy so they would know that it, it's possible that they could have fell off in the house or whatnot. Well, anyway, the detective is looking at Annalise, and Annalise is actually on the stairwell staring down at the exact position that Sam had fell in. And I guess that made the detective tell the police to check, tell the CI, the crime scene investigators to check that spot for blood trace evidence and stuff. Well, y'all, they did all that motherfucking train, all that shit, and they ain't get shit out of that motherfucker. They ain't have nothing. You hear what I'm saying? They had zilch. Meanwhile, Annalise is still working on this case. And she got, when I say the crew, that means her students. So she got the crew doing certain things, and Wes and somebody was looking at the some pictures, and they found a picture where dude is where he saying he one place but he's somewhere else. That was the federal agent, and then they found out that somehow or another this federal agent was trying to set the mob family up. He had been after them for 15 years, never could get nothing substantial on them. So it was an inside job, and Annalise know that. So when they in court, she bring that motherfucking shit out. She found the man that had actually opened up or selected that crate that they checked that had dope in it, right? And everybody's surprised because the man had disappeared. And when he comes into court, he tells them, he said, Annalise is questioning him, and he tell them that he was offered a green card for him and his wife if he was to select one of the Lombardi's crates and check it, right? Letting them know that it was a setup. Well, Annalise goes on to ask the man who did it, and the guy said, I don't know. Well, she said, well, let me ask you this. Is the person who you spoke with and who promised you that in this courtroom? And that's when the federal agent pretty much told on his damn self, because he jumps up and starts trying to, object to the line of questioning. And it comes out that he was the one that did it. He had been after that crime family, so I mean that mob family for 15 years, and he was trying to catch them up so that he could get an indictment on them, you know. And once all of this comes out, of course, that clears the mob guy. Well, the federal agent mad, and he gets to telling Annalise, you better remember you got a case going on too right now, and you need to be careful. She said, well, I don't need to be careful because see, I didn't piss off a crime boss and walked out on that ass. Let me see what else happened next. Okay. Next, we see a scene where Detective Hotness and Annalise are talking, and you know, she's basically asking him, "Do you think that I did it?" And he was like, "That ain't, you know, that ain't got nothing to do with it. You know, right now I'm just trying to keep you abreast of what's going on and let you know they are still trying to talk to me and stuff." Child, next thing we know, we see the police come to Annalise's house and they want to question her because they found some evidence in the woods. So Annalise goes and she talks to him, and while she's talking to him, they bring out a ring that Annalise had given to Sam. But while she's telling this story to them, we see a flashback of her giving Frank the ring and Frank removing some damn fingerprints off of a glass. Child, come to find out, guess who they arrested for the murder of Sam Keaton, but he ain't doing it. Y'all, they took Detective Hotness to jail. Do you hear, bitch? Meanwhile, while they taking him to jail, Blondie didn't sit there and figured this shit out. And she came to Annalise and she told her, she said, I was wondering what a scale was on the trophy. And I was also wondering what a carpet was that was in the other room. And she tells Annalise, you know, you're going to go to prison for this. You can't protect them because, see, to her, Annalise, you know, she pretty much know what didn't happen. Annalise is trying to protect these kids. And in doing so, I think she may have actually set up Detective Hotness. Frank did it. And, y'all, she was in that bed just crying. And she called her mama. And her mama said, she told her mama she need her. And it went off. So, right now, we looking at Detective Hotness being arrested for the murder, even though he didn't do it. And it looks like maybe Frank, through Annalise, set him up. So we gonna see Cicely Tyson come on through. Baby, when I saw Cicely, when they were showing the previews for next week, and I saw out there, come on, Cicely. Come on, bitch. Come on. Baby, I love me some Cicely. But y'all, this is getting good. I don't know how they gonna work this thing out, and we almost at the end, y'all. We almost at the end. One thing we know for damn sure, Detective Hotness didn't do it. Nate didn't do that shit. But it, like I said, by all appearances, it seems as if through Annalise, Frank set him up. And child, more drama next week. So that's where it ended off, guys. We gonna come back here next week and do this same thing again next week. Have us a good old talk about it. I'm going to try to do them in separate reviews so that I don't have to give y'all almost an hour, video. But I did promise that I was coming in and I was getting hit up on Twitter and Facebook about bringing, you know, where's my Empire review, and, you know, was I going to do How to Get Away with Murder tonight. So I had to come on in and give y'all me the best way I know how. So, tomorrow, I'll be back in here with In the News and shit. And until then, please like, comment, subscribe, guys, and share my videos. Lady Nika ain't going nowhere, baby. So, I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace.